Hello and welcome back to another episode of Combustion RC. Today is a special episode, but we're going to be actually looking at this and what's going to be done to it to get it ready for Chill on the Hill in Duluth, Minnesota in October, getting it back to a short course truck from the Dirt Modified. We're also going to be looking at a couple of bodies that I've gotten done and some really fun things for the Tekno 8-scale buggy. First off, let's take a look at that short course body, because I've had a few of you ask, how did you do the cartoon scheme? Well, I want to show you the basic cartoon scheme. So right here we have the Proline Flowtech. This is the pre-cut model. So this is the one that comes with all of the holes already cut out. This is probably the best body that I've actually come across with short course truck to be able to run off-road outdoor and not have any issues with it parachuting like crazy. It does still parachute. It's a short course. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. So just know that with short course trucks. If you're outside, it's going to parachute. If you're inside, it's going to tow a little bit, but not as bad as outside. But this is that body with my normal pink to fluorescent yellow to white fade. This time I just took the etching lines of like doing the cartoon theme and decided I was going to go for it. So the way I do that is on the protective film, I actually go over a solid straight line over each and every line angle of the whole body until I see what looks like it might actually work. Now, sometimes I have to take some stuff back, like on the 8 scale lead finger body. I actually went over each and every line and realized it was going to be way too gaudy, so I didn't do it at all. So this is the one I did the cartoon theme on. But if you notice, I forgot to do my outline of my fender on this one, but I did on the rest of them. The good thing is I can just go back over this one here with a Sharpie around that fender line on the outside and it will still be okay. The rest of this Sharpie is on the inside underneath the paint. So after I get done doing it across my protective film, I will then wash the body, get it ready for mask, and then I go back through on the inside and I mark in all these lines. And so on this one, I actually went a little step further and I did the whole rail for the roll bar rail in black on both sides, which is just with a Sharpie, like I said. And Sharpie is great because it's permanent. It takes acetone to get it off, so it's not going to come off with the paint. It's not going to interact with the paint. And then just go through and mark off every single line all across the body. And you're going to do it on the front, the windows, the top, go across all of it. And instead of just drawing a single straight line like I did on the outside exterior film, I go through and I go like this, and I just scribble like 1 to 2 inch marks so that it looks like I was actually etching or sketching into a book and getting that kind of thick, bold line like you'd see in a comic book or an old comic book. So that's how I do that. And then I just go through and I do my normal paint, which on this one, I start with the pink and then I bring it back to about here. And then I do the yellow over some of the pink, and that's where I get the orange from. And then I bring it back here, and then I stop it with about a quarter of the truck left, and then I do the white, and then back the whole thing in a light dusting of white. So you can see I just do a light 2-coat dusting of the colors, and then a light 2-coat dusting of the white. And that is my short course truck ready for Chill on the Hill. Now we just need to get the modified over to a short course truck. With the lead finger body, I did the same thing minus the etching, so you end up seeing it like this. This is the lead finger Beretta V2 for the Nitro buggy. It's also for the EB buggy. And one thing that you'll notice is these bodies are much different in size. This one's very narrow, this one's very wide. So if you put the lead finger body on the buggy, you'll notice right away something very unusual. Holes on the side. The way we do that is we buy side rails to fill that in that some companies make, specifically a company called Yeti RC. Yeti RC is owned by Martin Sawinski. His son Sully Sawinski is a Tekno driver, and they work directly with Sean and Seth Van Dalen as well. And so they make some awesome things like these chassis side rails. These are of a 3D printed material, but they're very flexy, so they don't break. When you hit something, they actually do what they're supposed to. Also, I apologize for the audio. I don't know where my mics are at. You did send me a few other things along the way too. So not only do I got the side rails, got some tire bars, so these are for actually storing your tires. I'll show you how those work in a moment. A front wing so that you can get some extra downforce on that front nose, and some 8 scale body clips with the nice pulls. So these are going to be awesome. Thank you very much, Martin, for sending these items over. Can't wait to get them in use. Can't wait to get these side rails on for this lead finger body. He also sent over this sticker sheet with these super awesome little Yeti Dude stickers. I mean, look at those. Those are awesome. Make sure that you look him up to get some of these side rails for yourself. Look at the other great products he has. That is YetiRC.com. Now, one thing I do have to say that I'm super happy about is that he sent over these awesome pull tabs with the pink pull with the black because, well, you know, the kit comes with 2 of these ones. Well, I've already lost one. I pulled this body off 3 times and I've already lost it. I have no idea where it's at now. So these tire bands here, they just have screw on like so. And so unlike some of the ones that push on or then you lose your cap and your tires all fall off, these are actually screw on, which is really nice. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one, you're gonna drop it in hex side down. And then it doesn't matter how you put the next two on. You put one like that. Now I think on truggy tires, if you do hex side out on this end as well, you can fit truggy tires on here. But look at that. Now all my tires are stored nice and snug. Nothing's gonna get dropped, nothing's gonna fall apart. These are all right here. Yes, you can see some dirt on there. I actually did run this for a couple seconds at the oval track after the race night. He's getting ready to rework the track anyway, so he's like, yeah, go ahead and run it for a couple laps and, you know, make sure everything's working good. So I was able to get this out and make sure everything is working good, so that was awesome. Just need to clean my tires up now and get them soaking in some sticky kicks to get them broken. Because the goal is to go to chicken dinner sometime in the next month. I'll be taking a little trip at the end of the month for Labor Day weekend with the family, so not going to be able to do much there. And then I really want to get this practiced in a little bit before we go to chill on the hill up in Duluth area. It's actually in Proctor, Minnesota, which is right next to Duluth at Lake Superior RC Car Club. So it's a great race. It's a Halloween themed race. They do a lot of really cool, fun stuff for kids. So if you're in the area or want to go to a great 2-day race, it's up there. They also run a Thursday club race. Friday, they run practice all day. And then Saturday and Sunday is the actual race. Saturday's qualifier, Sunday's mains. That's October 4th and 5th is a Saturday, Sunday. So it'll be the 2nd through 5th if you want to run all of it. It's a great time, definitely a fun time. Last year there was over 200 entries. Definitely awesome. I think there's 35 two-wheel drive, 17.5 short course trucks because they do run 17.5 short course for their two-wheel drive class. We're gonna go ahead and pull this down here. And I'm gonna use the speed gun because it's speedy. Maybe I'm not because I don't know where my tips are. You know, I really need to get a container for these because I'm always losing these. Oh well, I need to get new ones anyway because, you know, this 2.0's been through a lot. It's Mr. Wobble Bob here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this left side one. So there's our factory narrow one off. You can see the difference here in the size between the two. One is very small, one is very large. And one thing that you do want to do that I completely forgot to grab is you do want to apply this with countersunk washers on the top so it doesn't pull through. I'm just going to show you what they look like because this is just for video purposes. And then before I go run it, I'm actually going to go and get those. Now, like I said, in order for this to be fully secured and to not have the screws pull through, you do need to get slightly longer countersunk screws and then run the washer underneath of them. That's one thing that I didn't do that I meant to do. But as you can see, it makes this car significantly wider. So here's the factory, here's the aftermarket. So when we put that wide body on there, you can see it fills in that gap nicely, makes it like a regular one. Then we can run the Velcro down the side to really give it that tuck. Now the only thing you will notice you have to do is on the other side, you will have to zip tie your wires. And then when your nose is on, it's going to look like that. So you just take those two top ones off there, and then you get your nose wing. Now remember, like I said, this is just for you to see how these go on here. You do want to replace these 3x8 screws with a 3x10 countersunk with countersunk washers, just to make sure that they don't pull through the material. Just add some integritize to it. It's made to be flexible for a reason. You don't want it to crack if you cap a jump or something like that, but flexible also means you do need to have the other measure in place of a washer just to give it some extra rigidity around the screw. Now we can go ahead and set our body back on top and take a look at what it looks like. All right, so I did just notice that these side rails actually came with these little dudes here. I didn't look at his website yet or anything, but these might be, since they're so thin, they might be supposed to be where you fold them over like that, put in one of the screws, and it's a wire loom. It looks like it would be a wire loom. There's a very good chance you could use it for that. But here's what it looks like with that body on, with the front nose wing, those nice pull clips, and there's with those chassis rails on there. You can see it fills in that gap nicely, gives us a real nice clean look, and they come in like a ton of different colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the link for his website down in the description, And make sure you go and check out YetiRC.com for these great upgrades for the wide body, for the Tekno chassis. Great products, great price, great people. Make sure you go check them out.